All right, my Scorpio friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your monthly horoscope for June of 2020. We've got a heck of a month in front of us. Just want to start off by saying it's important for us to know our charts where everything's lining up. All right, I'm a 2-degree Virgo rising. I've got a friend that's a 28-degree Virgo rising. My 7th house is her 8th house. My 5th is her 6th. It's really important that we know our charts, knowing where all this stuff lines up, because this is a general overview, right? When I'm dealing with the houses like this, when I'm doing the daily videos, that is a lot different energy where I'm trying to reach a masses of my Scorpio friends here to make sense for everybody. Somebody might be a 0-degree or a 1-degree Scorpio. Somebody might be a 29-degree Scorpio. If you're a 29-degree Scorpio, my Sagittarius video might or resonate better with you because of the placements of the planets in the houses, okay? So know your chart as I'm talking about all this stuff, and you're going to know where all this is lining up for you. Hopefully it resonates and makes a lot of perfect sense. Add some insight and joy. Yeah. All right. Starting off the month. We got a lot going on, my friends. All right. I love you, my Scorpio friends. I want to tell you that first off. I love Scorpios. All right. I'm a Capricorn and Virgo rising, so it's like Capricorn sun. You know, it's like that water energy. I love it. So let's get down to it. On the 3rd of the month, we have Venus and the Sun conjunct. At the same time, the Moon is going to be in your 1st house. So let me show you what this is going to look like here. All right. So on the 3rd, Moon's going to move here. Venus and the Sun are going to align at 13 degrees. Okay, they do this once every year and a half. I'm going to put out a video just about Venus and the Sun conjunction. Really powerful sacred geometry. Every 13 Venus years is 8 Earth years. They line up 5 times in the sky. This is the Fibonacci sequence. And they form a pentagram around the sun, a 5-point star. Okay, there's very deep meanings behind what's going on. And you are the sign of appreciating the depth of deep meanings. So at this time, in your 1st house, the Moon is going to quincunx 5 12s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 12s aspect over here to the Sun and Venus. So that is going to be an interesting aspect. Okay. To where this is saying, what do I love, want, and desire in my life? This is my 8th house. I have to rethink a lot of information here. This is Gemini we're talking about. 8th house is all about your shared resources. What's mine, what's yours, what's ours. If I want to go far, if I want to go fast, I'm going to go alone. If I want to go far, we go together. So who are we getting in bed with? Who are we, business bed with? Who are we connecting with here? And are we, this is like rethinking and reevaluating. Am I putting my money, Venus is the money planet, am I investing my money in the right things right now? And the Moon is like, there's this deep desire that's going on over here, a deep emotional need that needs to be fulfilled. And as it's making this quincunx over here to the Sun and Venus, it's saying, you guys figure it out, because this is a feeling that won't go away. This is part of who I am. It's my DNA. And I absolutely need clarity. So you two work your magic and give me what I need. And it's going to be an annoying feeling too. It's the itch you can't scratch, that quincunx. All right. So that's on the 3rd. Now on the 5th, we have the lunar eclipse. All right, Sagittarius lunar eclipse. So the north node is right here in Gemini at 29 degrees. The Sun's going to be at 15 degrees. Okay. Moon will be at 15 degrees of Sagittarius here in your 2nd house, right? So the emotional Moon here in Sagittarius is all about, we got to look at higher information. We have to look at higher knowledge. But the South Node is also going to be in Sagittarius, saying we have to release what we think we know is fact. We have to release what we think we know is right. We have to release what we think we know is the only way. And is this the only way that we make money? Is this, this is 2nd house. We're talking about money. We're talking about our finances. We're talking about our material possessions and goods. All right. So this is saying, what do I need? What does me as a human need? What does me as a Scorpio human need? I like nice things, but do I need those nice things? Do I need those Venus retrograde in Gemini? Do I need these things to make me feel appropriate, a status quo, whatever it is, So it's like we're going to be relearning and rethinking what exactly it is that we need to survive in this world. Okay, so that's on the 5th. On the 13th, we have Mars, okay, our planet of action, drive, acceleration, in your 5th house of creative self-expression. Okay, sister water sign here, Pisces. All right, so Mars is moving forward saying, yeah, I need to express these deep-rooted desires. When we talk about any of the water signs, things go into hiding. And when you talk about the Scorpio, it's the mystery, right? It's underneath the veil. There's something underneath the surface that we don't always see. I don't know what's happening on the other side of the world. Thankfully, technology, the Aquarian technology, we're in a place of knowing, so we can look it up on the internet. However, it's like, truthfully, we don't know what's going on underneath somebody else's skin. We don't know what's going on underneath on an emotional level, right? So Mars moving forward is saying, like, look, I have these deep passions. I have these things, and some things I keep hidden from the world, okay? But they're a part of who I am. And I need to express myself. Otherwise, this is how we get ulcers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like by us not being who we are, the shining person that we are, by us not committing to express ourselves properly, by us not allowing ourselves to fulfill who we are in this skin, it leads to a disaster of problems that come out, anger and arguments and issues with other people because of something that wasn't communicated that should be communicated. All right, so this is saying, like, look, express yourself, be you. And if this is what you dream and this is what you desire, go after it. Okay, full on, headstrong, go after it. Okay, this is this opportunity happens, once, because the moon's going to be there as well. All right, so Mars and Neptune at 20 degrees, the moon's going to be about 21 degrees. All right, so this emotional moon, right, emotional needs lining up with my acceleration of how I go and get things done, of my actions. So I'm taking action on my emotional needs, and what am I aligning up with? My dreams, my ambitions, my intuition, my imagination. How far can I let my imagination go? And can I express this, right? Can I express myself? It's like, this is like a runway show. I don't know why this is coming to mind, but it's just like, this is not practical necessarily for everyday street fashion. However, they ran with an idea, and now we have these crazy runway shows with hats that are 30 feet big and banana suits or whatever. Like, fashion world's pretty wild. But it's just like, because they believed in themselves, because they weren't afraid to express themselves in their own inner weird. I'm all about expressing my inner weird. Letting that go. And this is like a really great boost to the universe right now to be like, look, Scorpio, no, you don't have to hide everything. Like, we all have desires. We all have sexual desires and needs and fantasies and power. And we're Scorpio, so we understand death. And it's like, yeah, okay, you got a collection of bones or something, or you have a bat, a bat skeleton hanging in an antique bird cage or something like that, and you're afraid to show people. You keep it hidden in your room. It's just like, dude, just be you. Just be you. Be happy being you. Be excited to be you, because it's cool stuff, right? So that's going to happen on the 13th. So much going on this month. On the 18th, Mercury's going to go retrograde here in your 9th house, which is all about philosophy, information, religion. So you're rethinking your religion, rethinking your philosophy, rethinking this higher knowledge. All right, in the Cancer water sign, again, things go hidden. So we want to make sure that we're not, buried too deeply. It's the only way to share knowledge and to expand is by communicating sometimes these more difficult, challenging aspects in life, right? So part of whatever's happening here for you on the 13th is going to amplify what's happening here during this Mercury retrograde. And Venus as well is going to retrograde until the 22nd, okay? 24th, pardon me. So for nearly a week here, Venus and Mercury are both going to be retrograde. Venus being in the sign of Gemini, which was ruled by Mercury. This is potent, okay? So Venus is saying, I need to feel how I think how I feel. And Mercury is over here in the sign of Cancer, which is all about our emotions, the emotional moon. I need to think about my emotions. So these are both really playing on to each other during this retrograde cycle this year in a very, very powerful way. So this is where your thoughts and your heart align. Okay, your needs and your desires and your emotions and your thoughts align. You know, you have this opportunity to break through in a really powerful, beautiful way. Now, on the 21st is the big whopper solar eclipse, total solar eclipse. Okay, it's only 1 degree off of the node. The north node will be here at 29 degrees, and the sun and the moon will be here at 0 degrees of Cancer. So new moons are new beginnings. Solar eclipses are super new moons, super beginnings. And it's important to understand that this is Uranian energy, Uranus here in your 7th house. Okay. New moon, lunar and solar eclipses are Uranian energy. So the energy that we can expect from this Cancer, Sagittarius lunar eclipse we're gonna feel that, but so much more here with this Cancer total eclipse. All right. And again, the North Node being in the sign of Gemini, not Cancer, right? The North Node's moved to Gemini. So this is about our thoughts. How are we thinking about feeling? How do we think about feeling? How are we feeling? Are we thinking ourselves to where we can't feel? Are we feeling so much that we're allowing our thoughts to, are we allowing those feelings to come through within our thoughts and our actions? You know, this is all stuff that's going to be coming up during this eclipse. And it being in your 9th house, this is about knowledge. This is about information. This is about travel. This is about philosophy. This is about education system. You know, do we switch this? Do we change this? Now, again, depending on where you're at, my disclaimer at the beginning of this video, 0 degrees of Cancer actually might be your 8th house. It might not be your 9th house. Okay, so it's really important. If you're a 15-degree Scorpio, this is going to happen in your 8th house, not your 9th, right? Most likely. So it's important to know your own chart. Again, if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you a private reading. Email below. So really, really powerful. Now, if this is in your 9th house, it's about philosophy and all those things. If this is in your 8th house, this is about shared resources. This is about what's mine, what's yours, what's ours, and how do we move forward? How do we create more, On the 23rd, Neptune is going to station retrograde, which the beauty about this year is, again, reevaluating our dreams, reevaluating our what do we want out of this life? Because the magic that's going to be happening this year in 2020, really, it only started for a little bit in January and February, and then it disappeared, okay? Which is the septiles, septile is fate and destined energy, these light purple lines here. Between all of this Capricorn energy, again, this is the oneness, this is spirit realm, this is reality, this is physical reality. So we have this opportunity where our dreams in the non-physical are going to align and manifest in the physical, because we have Saturn, which is the law of our physical world here in Capricorn government, Jupiter saying abundance and more of this, and Pluto saying transform. The death and resurrection and transformation is something. So it's just like the life that we have now is certainly going to start to truly, 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 truly change this month. Okay, both these eclipses have a lot to do with it. And then all of this energy that's happening down here between Pisces and Capricorn, Neptune, and these 3 outer guys. Very powerful, life-changing energy that we're going to see this year. And we're going to laugh at the end of 2020. We're going to laugh because we didn't realize life could be so fantastic, okay? And regardless of what's going on outside of self, this is about the inside, all right, how we're feeling in our perspective. On the 22nd through the 30th, Jupiter here and Pluto are going to conjunct again. This is in your 3rd house. This is about communication. This is about information. Could potentially be about your siblings, all right, family members. To communicate, is this dealing with authority? All right. Is this dealing with authority? Are you, Scorpio, are you the authority that's overbearing, domineering somebody else? Okay. Sex, money, power, Scorpio. Are we misusing, are we abusing our powers? Or is somebody else misusing or abusing their powers onto us? Okay. So either way, this is getting sorted out the very last week of June. Okay, so it's going to take all month to sort and figure things out. Okay, we're focused on our career, we're focused on our job, we're focused on expressing ourselves, focused on the information that we're receiving and the information that we're giving. We want to make sure it's accurate information out into the world, and we want to make sure that whatever's going on here, we're evening the playing field. And especially as far as communication goes, are we overstepping? If we think we know what somebody needs better than they know what they think they need for themselves, that's a control issue. Even if we're right, it's a control issue that we need to let go of. So part of these eclipses is seeing our shadow. Now, there's very well could be happening somebody else doing that to you. And it's important that we understand our boundaries and teach people our boundaries so that they don't get crossed. Right? So either way, we have this great opportunity for growth and change and expansion to even out the playing field of that misuse, abuse, or power of authority. Okay. On the 27th now, lastly, Mars is going to exit your 5th house and enter your 6th house. So we're much more focused for the last half of the year. From the 27th all the way till January 2021, Mars is going to be in Aries. Okay. We'll retrograde it this year and again be there for 6 months. It's a very long time for Mars to be in Aries. This is your 6th house, so the entire time you're going to be focused on how can I give back to other people? How can I use my skills, my knowledge to move forward and help people along the way? Okay. Huge. So enjoy this last bit of Mars through June in your 5th house, because this is amping you up. This is saying, like, look, you got to get, if you being of service back is if you're the actor, you have to make sure that you're expressing yourself properly to be the actor. You can't be afraid and you can't hold back. You know what I mean? If you're the artist, you have to express your art, because if you're selling your art, nobody wants the watered down art. They want your raw art, Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So whatever this is, Mars this month in your 5th house is saying, learn yourself, know yourself, grow yourself, love it, and be everything, it's who you are. There's no point in denying or hiding who you are. So you might as well just love yourself and be yourself, and then allow other people to do that as well. And then this is going to shift. This energy is going to shift, and it's going to go from that like out of self to be like, okay, I get it now. I see myself. I know what I have to do in this life, or right now during this time. We don't have to create a 20-year plan right now. But then it's like, okay, now it's just for the next 6 months. How am I giving back? How am I giving back? Which is really good, really positive, because jobs are really interesting times right now. Money's an interesting time, interesting thing. With the south node, moving into your place of money, your 2nd house, these two are going to benefit off one another. Okay. So really powerful, really powerful, my Scorpio friends. Have a beautiful month of June. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me. Keep your eyes peeled for the eclipse videos. Obviously, we're doing dailies every single day that are going to dive deeper into all these aspects. So thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you tomorrow.